Hello, friends. Welcome to this newspaper editorial analysis of the Hindu newspaper for 27th April, brought to you by Ecovation. If you want the analysis for the Hindu in Hindi, you can find the link in the description below. If you want the analysis for the Indian Express, again you can find the link in the description below. I am Apurv Mishra and these are my credentials. You can connect to me by joining my study group in the Ecovation app. You can find this link in the description below. You can send me your queries at my email ID or connect to me over Facebook. So let's get to the newspaper for the day. The first This article and this article are not important for you. The second article you might think because of racism issue, but it is actually talking about some statements made by Harbhajan Singh, so not important. So the first important article for today, this is about the in context of the FRBM review committee report. It is relevant to your GS paper 3, and the syllabus point relevant is government budgeting. So FRBM is fiscal responsibility and budget management. There is an act passed by the parliament which sets the limits for the government. Uh, what is the fiscal deficit that that the executive could accrue in a financial year? So you must know the major provisions of these act, and if you are not aware of them, then please you can find it on Google. The major provisions, you should know the key provisions of this particular act. So this act is to ensure rule based accountable expenditure by the government, so that the government is not accruing very high fiscal deficits in a financial year. So this committee, in its report, has advocated for 60% debt to GDP ratio by 2023. It is a very technical thing, so don't go much into detail. Uh, just know this particular point, that this is a recommendation of this committee. Also, this whole article is a bit highly on the technical side. So, whatever is the important key takeaways for you, I have highlighted them in this video. You can just read those particular things and leave out the rest technical details. One of the important thing is that out of the 60% debt, 20% debt has to be borne by states and not more than that. So the challenge is that the revenue expenditure by states is very high currently, and how the states could actually improve their fiscal responsibility and expenditure practices. So, the sample question which could emerge from this whole topic and this article is that ensuring fiscal responsibility is increasingly becoming contingent to state governments. Explain. Now, moving to the next article, this article overall is not directly related to your syllabus. It could be important for your prelims. So, it is related to the pilot tests of injectable malaria vaccine named Mosquirix by the World Health Organization. It is, as I said, it can be important for your prelims, but very less likely to be important for your mains. So, just give it a quick read and move to the next article. So in this page, this first section is mostly a political opinion and you could just avoid it. Now this is an important article. It is in context of the National Family Health Survey 4 and its results, especially related to the population. So, for your syllabus, it is directly related to your GS paper 2 governance and social justice part. The syllabus point is issues related to development and management of social sectors, specifically health. It is also related to your GS paper 1, the Indian society part. The population and associated issues is the syllabus point relevant to you. So, this article talks about total fertility rate, which is the number of children born per woman. So, the replacement level fertility is 2.1. This is the level at which for every person is giving birth to one person and the whole population remains constant over time. So, according to NFHS, India's fertility level has reached 2.2, which has come down, which is a very big news. So, this article says that despite fertility levels coming down in India because of demographic momentum, the population will continue to rise. What does that mean? That even when people are giving birth to less children, there are already so many people in India that the population will still continue to increase. So, what there could be policy implications of this fact. The key policy implication will be that focus would be more on spacing the birth of children rather than actually controlling the birth of children. So, previous policies used to say that just give birth to two children. Now, the new policy will have to say that okay, you are giving birth to two children. Now, keep some space between those two children. So this focus will be more on the northern states because that is where the population is more young. In southern states, the population is has started to age a little. So the sample question which could come out from an article like this is that most population growth in India in future is expected not because of families having large number of children, but because of large number of young families. Discuss this. So, one more thing that if you are not aware of the key findings of NFHS 4, then go and Google it and find it somewhere because this is important and you must be knowing some of the major findings. Now, this article, a new chapter for the disabled. This is in context of the Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, which got enforced very recently. So it is directly related to your GS paper 2, mechanisms, laws, institutions and bodies constituted for the protection of the vulnerable sections. Now, vulnerable sections include disabled, tribal, SCs, women, children, etc. It is also related to your GS paper 1, Indian society. The social empowerment is your syllabus point, which is related to this. So, you must be aware of the key features of this new Disability Act. If you are not aware of it, this article actually brings out most of those key points. I have highlighted them, so just go through them and still also Google it so that if some point is missing in this article, you are just up to date with it. One of the key points which this article mentions and which could also be a question for you in your mains is disabled persons are out of jobs not because of their disabilities but due to social and physical barriers that prevent them from joining the workforce. Discuss. Finally, moving to this data point, so it talks about India having very less number of electronic point of sale devices as as compared to other BRICS nations. So this data becomes important in context of the demonetization which has been done recently and the drive towards a cashless economy. The drive would fail if there are not sufficient electronic point of sale devices in the country. So this was the analysis of the Hindu newspaper for the day. If you like the video, please like it. If you think it could be beneficial for your friends, please share it on Facebook and WhatsApp. And if you want to get the update for such videos every day, subscribe this channel. For more discussions and for free mock tests and analysis of them, you could join my study group on Ecovation by clicking on the link. You can find the link in the description below. Thank you very much.